everyone, I'm your host Scarlet Everose. Welcome to my first episode of my new podcast series, where we'll deep dive into the world of Hunter x Hunter and everything related to it. I'll be talking about the characters, the episodes, the lore, and so much more. And I won't lie, I'm a little nervous, so please bear with me while I get used to my sound and my voice. Let's get into it. So who am I? Well, I'm Scarlet Everose. I'm a huge anime fan, but I'm not just any anime fan. I'm the kind of person who likes to analyze every detail, discreet every episode, and appreciate the craft behind my favorite shows. And that's what I'm exactly doing here today with Hunter x Hunter. This is my first episode, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So let's talk about how I got into Hunter x Hunter. I started watching it last year, 2024, and I went all in. I watched both the 1999 and the 2011 version. Yes, I binge watched the entire series from the 90s to the 2011 adaptation. Hunter x Hunter is a beloved anime that originally aired in the late 90s, adapted from the manga Hashibro. Togashi, there you go. I did not mean to butcher his name like that. Is widely regarded as one of the best shonen animes out there. So what is Hunter x Hunter? For those who haven't watched it or don't know who the heck that show is, here's a quick rundown. Hunter x Hunter follows a young boy named Gon Freaks, who's determined to become a hunter, an elite member of society who's skilled in various fields like treasure hunting, exploring, and fighting dangerous creatures. He's on a mission to find his father, who is also a famous hunter, also a deadbeat dad, no offense. But his journey introduced him to many friends, anime challenges that shape him into the person he is today. He becomes. Alright, we're gonna go into the introduction of one of the most captivating and unpredictable anti-hero/villains in Hunter x Hunter, Hisoka Maru. Hisoka is one of the most unpredictable characters in the series. Hisoka is a master of manipulation, always 2 steps ahead, and incredibly dangerous. But beneath that is a flamboyant. I cannot say this word, so I'm going to say something else with it. He is a performer. He has a performing side to him that makes him stand out among the other characters. He is all about games, challenges, and seeking out the strong, making him the perfect example of Hunter x Hunter's complex characters. Hisoka's personality and role in the story. Hisoka isn't a straightforward villain or anti-hero. His personality is flamboyant, yes, but he's so much more than that. He is a wild card in every sense of the word. His actions are often driven by his love of chaos, power, and most of all, his obsession with finding the strongest. This obsession brings him into a conflict with other characters, but also makes him one of the most interesting parts of the show. Why is Hisoka unique? What makes Hisoka stand out from the other antagonists in the anime world? Is his unpredictability. You never quite know what he's going to do next. His interactions with Gon, Kilo, and the rest of the characters are fascinating because you can never tell if he's genuinely trying to help or he's just waiting for the opportunity to make a next move. And I want to talk a little bit about them. Before anyone gets in the comment section and is like, oh my gosh, are you like a fangirl of him? Maybe a little bit. But hear me out on this, even though he's fine. But I understand why he's the most, very dangerous, but he kind of does it in a good-looking way. Yeah, he's fine. I'm sorry. Look, quick. I wanna come clean. He is that character, and I've tried, okay? But before anybody comes to my throat and is like, why would you? Hear me out. when I got into Hunter x Hunter, I really tried. I honestly was scared to support this dude because I was like, okay, nobody likes this dude. He is slandered every time. I've seen memes of it, you name it. And I really tried to like Crollo. I really tried. And if you guys want me to do a breakdown on him, which I'm kind of planning to do on him on my next episode, just let me know. I really tried liking Crollo. Look, Crollo's not the best example either, but I got what I got. Okay, I'm living off of breadcrumbs. Okay, I really was like, okay, I can't. In the beginning, I was like, okay, I can't like this dude, stuff like that. But then I'm like, when I got into the show and I got to see some edits of him on TikTok, I was like, well, shit, I can't hate the guy. Okay, I understand he's weird. I really do, but he's just fine. He's sexy, okay? He's sexy. I cannot deny that. His hips don't lie. Don't judge me. His hips don't lie. And I really tried, okay? Before you guys slander me in the comments, I really tried, okay? I really tried not liking him, but he's the whole point. Not just the whole point, but you'll get what I mean once I get into the third chapter. Okay, so we're gonna go into even see how my voice changed, and you'll see why. So the next character I'm gonna bring in, his name is Tonpa, or I call him Tonpa, but it's Tonpa, Tonpa. I never cared about learning about his last name, but to the people that don't know who Tonpa is, he's a character that's a rookie. He makes an appearance in, I want to say, episode 5. And at first, since I watched the two versions, in the 1999 version, he was dark. Because he puts, not trying to disclaimer here, but he put these other characters in danger in the 1999 version. But in this one, since it was too dark for the 2011 version, they just made him, which I thought was kind of funny, and they made him into a rookie, obviously. He's always been a rookie. And he makes these characters, like Gon, Killua, the rest, makes them take laxatives, like a soda laxatives and stuff. But it doesn't affect one of the characters, which is aka Killua. Killua's badass. And Gon is too, but Killua is just a badass, and he's funny while doing it. Anyway, Tonpa is... Okay. Tonpa has a different vibe. He's deceitful, manipulative, and not just somebody you want to trust. Unlike Hisoka, there's no charm or allure. Yeah, none of it. To redeem him. And that's why Hisoka, despite its red flags, get a pass. But Tonpa? Not so much. He's just not the kind of character people gravitate towards. Actually, it was a complete opposite, because in the beginning, when I watched the series for the 90s version for the first time, I thought, and this is why you have to be so careful, because unfortunately, a lot of people, you think they're a kind person, but they are not. They use kindness, they use niceness to manipulate people. So be very careful, you guys. Don't let a Tonpa or a Hisoka, even though they might be attractive, but still do not let these type of people manipulate you or anything like that. And honestly, there's barely any fan context of him because of that. Oh yeah, I had to repeat these clips, you guys, because it is the only couple clips I could honestly see of him, and it makes a perfect sense why. Heck, when some of you guys that have probably watched the trailer that I put out on my Instagram and YouTube and stuff, that's why it kind of seemed like I was just about, like, and originally Hisoka was going to be the main topic of just him, until something happened in my life that I was like, you know what, no, I'm gonna talk, and I want to help people. Even though I'm gonna put this out here, I'm no psychologist, even though I would love to get a degree, but I'm not a dating coach. But you know, I understand what people's feelings are, because I love psychology, so I understand some of it. And I'm gonna keep going. So, why is Tonpa unpopular? I get it though. Tonpa is annoying. He really is. And there's no reason to sympathize with him. He's not charismatic, and his whole role in the story is just to kind of be there to show us the darker side of the Hunter exam. It's kind of funny that he's more of a background character, and yet he stands out for all the wrong reasons. Okay, next we're going to talk about growth and red flags discussions. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about something important. Yes, we can simp over these characters, especially the ones like Hisoka, who can be so charming, dangerous, and alluring. But it's crucial that we all recognize the red flags, whether the characters like Hisoka or in real life. And I'm not just talking about characters here. We all need to be mindful that sometimes we don't even realize when we're displaying red flags ourselves, like I said in the beginning of this video. We need to be honest with ourselves, heal, and focus on self-love. Self-love and boundaries. We can admire characters, but we also have to understand our own worth. If someone doesn't love you for who you are or doesn't support your goals and dreams, you may need to cut them out. No matter how attractive they may be, no matter how much that you like them, your growth is more important than letting anyone hold you back. Even if they're a Hisoka or any other character. So please take care of yourself. Please, you guys. I know, I get it. I'm not gonna say much, but there was a person I needed to cut out of my life because they didn't really support my goals or anything, and they made me feel guilty. They honestly made me feel guilty and stuff like that because something was going on in their life. But I'm gonna be honest. This is super important. And me being a type of person that kind of tends to overshare, which I'm not gonna do on here. Be very careful on who you share your personal things with, because sometimes people can use that against you. But I thankfully that hasn't happened to me, but I've had a lot of friends in high school and everything be used that against them. So please be very, very careful on that, because you never know, honestly, whether you're dealing with a Tonpa, a Hisoka, a Crollo, who cares? Be very careful, because these type of people use confidence, or should I say arrogant confidence, as a way to shield themselves. They're not actually confident people, because doing some research of Hisoka and stuff like that, and kind of doing quote unquote like kind of understanding him in some way, even though I do fangirl, but like entertainment purposes only. I understand. I'm like, I was like, he has a very arrogant confidence. And when someone is very arrogantly confident, they're not really a confident person, because when people are actually a confident person, they don't manipulate, they're honest, they love themselves, they love to help other people, they're not afraid, they're not threatened by people's accomplishments. And an actual arrogant confidence will be a person that will manipulate someone, will do anything to sabotage, like, growth or dreams or whatever you have. Honestly, be very careful. So know the difference between actual confidence and arrogant type of confidence, because that's why a lot of people get into relationships, friendships, or heck, you don't even know, where you get into these experiences in your life and you don't even know, and that's the scary part. Because I had a lot of eye openers with so many celebrities that I used to, appreciate and grew to love. But once I found out how their true colors are, I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Like, I didn't want to believe it. For example, I used to love Ryan Reynolds. I used to love him. I used to, have a really big crush on this dude. But when I found out what he's doing right now, and the fact that I watched Deadpool without even knowing what was going on behind closed doors, and the whole thing of what he did to this other guy named Justin Baldoni. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that, but my point is very careful on who you support, because a lot of people unfortunately, my plan as a content creator is not to be like this, and that is, I want to be genuine with you guys. At first, a lot of people do say that, but they completely have or get fame in their heads, and they completely become a different person. That's why you got to be very careful with money or fame. And this is why I rather grow my audience slowly and, have a connection with you guys and help you guys in any way I can. But I'm not here for views. I'm not here for followers. I'm just here to help you guys. And I just want you guys to understand and know that you are loved. And even if people don't tell you that, understand that there are people out there that appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I don't know who you are. But, understand that you are cared for. And my role as not just being an internet friend or anything like that is just to make you, when you watch my content, what I want is not just do deep dives in characters, is to help you guys, is to be your escapism, but be in a positive escapism, not a negative escapism where you kind of isolate yourself to feel something, you know what I mean? And I've done that before. I have no shame in admitting this. I've isolated myself on certain things in my life because I didn't want to feel anything. And I get that. But be very careful and be very mindful and try. I know, look, therapy isn't fun. It's expensive, but it's super important. If you need to talk to someone, please get actual help. Look, I'm only giving you advice, but it's up to you. I want to become that type of content creator where it's up to you guys to decide whether you choose to change or not. I'm just a starting out podcaster and YouTuber here, but / a little bit of a friend, because I want to talk to you guys like a friend, whether it be pop culture, friends, like pop culture, anime, stuff like that, but it's up to you guys to be responsible and not hurt anyone else because of your issues, or please, the other way around, please don't judge anyone because they're going through something. You never know, you're not in their shoes. If they're telling you something, don't make fun of them. Don't make fun of anyone because you don't know what battles and scars they're going through. And it's very, very hard to trust someone. It's not easy, but I can guarantee you, I'm not promising because promises can be broken, that there is somebody out there that does care. You just need to keep your head up and just keep going. That's all I'm going to say, you guys. Alright, you guys, so that's a little bit about Hisoka and Tonpa and why these two characters stand out for different reasons. If you haven't watched the show yet, I highly recommend it. If you guys haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, my recommendation is up to you though, but my recommendation, if you want to actually get to know the characters personally, I do recommend watching the 1999 version and then later get into the 2011 version. That's just my personal opinion. You get to choose whether. A lot of people, I'm quite surprised, a lot of people do not know that there is a 1999 version, and there is, but that's up to you. But Hunter x Hunter as a whole is one of the animes that I would accurately say actually did something in my life, like changed my life. Like it's such a good show. It's such a good show. It talks about friendship, about issues, you name it. It's a really, really good show. I highly recommend it to you. A 10 out of 10. Look, I understand what a lot of people say. Oh, it's on hiatus. Or who cares? Who cares? For me, my personal opinion, I want Togashi, the author of the manga, to get well, to do whatever he can. And I'm just, I'm not declaring it with my mouth or anything, but if Togashi, I'm just saying, he does, that's his baby from what I've heard. That is his baby. If he wants to, he's more than welcome to do whatever he wants with it. That is his baby, and we have to respect it. I respect it. Even though there are times where I'm like, I really want to see, which I'm spoilers ahead here. There's this one thing, Hisoka the other character, if you guys want me to do a deep dive on him, Frollo, or both of them, because that's what I did with Hisoka and Tonpa. But I can definitely talk about Frollo and Hisoka if you guys watch. Please let me know if you guys do. But yeah, completely watch Hunter x Hunter. It is worth it. I cried. I laughed. It was such a good show. It is such a good show. Heck, I'm even planning to rewatch it. And mind you, I got into it last year. That's how good it is. It's full of, it's like I just said, it's full of amazing characters, intense battles, and tons of, that is true. And tons of plot twists. That is true. And trust me, the deeper you dive, the more you'll appreciate the experience of these characters. Thanks for tuning in to my very first episode. I know I'm still figuring things out, but I appreciate you being here. Feel free to leave a comment, ask questions, or share your thoughts with me. I'll be back next time with another deep dive into the Hunter x Hunter. See you then. Bye, guys.